Interesting. Good morning, everybody. Afternoon, should I say. I need to bring some chargers. Oh, we got 98 on both of well, 64. Hey, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Joy, joy. You didn't have me up all night, girl. Got up this morning and couldn't even get my coffee fast enough trying to get into the other office and sit down on the floor. It's about 50 books on my bed now. It's about 10 for sure. You didn't have me pulling out. I done pulled out Judas. Girl, I done been all on this shelf. Thank you. Girl. Talking about, I said, what in the world? What you trying to do to me? You don't want me to go to sleep? I was so tired, baby. And I had forgot that I had put some of Auntie K's sugar in my coffee and couldn't figure out why I was so tired. I was like, why am I? My son was trying to talk to me. Yeah, I was like, son, I'm about to go to sleep. Then I talked to my cousin. I'm like, cousin, I got to go to sleep. I don't know what's wrong. I was so relaxed. You hear me? I couldn't even hardly keep my eyes open. Thank you, Auntie K, for the sugar. Yes, I still have it 3 years later. And good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody I missed. Good morning. Why am I not seeing? Okay, so they keep updating this crap. Baby, listen, forgot. I was in there like this. Said, listen, I don't know, but I'm tired. I'm gonna call y'all in the morning. Baby, listen. Could not understand why I was so tired. Oh, because you had sugar in your coffee. That's why. Listen, this book right here, nigga. This, is this the one? Yep. This book, you see, I already got my tabs in here. Is she selling the sugar? I'm sure she does. Still, I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a while, but I'm sure she does. Yes. Hey, sister. This right here, nigga. Girl, it's some real good sugar. And I done messed around. And when we was doing all the vanilla stuff, baby, I blended it up with some vanilla. I'm about to, now that I know I can blend it even smoother, about to do that. It'll be in the herb grinder later. Once I found out about the vanilla powder, I'm just about to make it into vanilla powder. So when I make my coffee and my creamer, when ain't nothing around, I already have me some good stuff. You hear me? I already have it. So just in case it ain't no meds around, I have my own. But anyway, this right here, Joy, girl, it made me go get OTP 1, OTP 2, the other Bible, the Lost Books of the Bible, Jasher, the Book of Judas, and something else. Thank you so much. I'm about to have a time with all of these. I probably got me a good 6 years in these. But you want to know something else, sister? So I went back and looked in my old journals, the paper ones, right? The ones we used to get for school. Why do I have a lot of these names written down in here? He said, I'm holding your nephew in my hands and he looking at the string trying to wave. Hi, Pumpkin. It's your TT. Hi. It's your TT. Hi, Pumpkin. Listen. You hear me? Do you hear what I'm saying? I said, look here. This right here, girl, had me going back to my journals in there. I took pictures because I couldn't believe it. There's stuff that I wrote down in 2014 that is in these books that you sent me. I was researching stuff and I didn't have the money to go get the books. Hello. I didn't even know where to find them. This is when I was just, 2012, 2013 is when I really started getting into my lost books and, finding them. And I would write everything down that I found, all the different names of the books as I was reading stuff. Girl, you didn't, a lot. That's why I was like, God, sometimes I don't know what to say. Sometimes I don't know what to say. So if y'all want to go on a journey with me, and of course I've only had this book 24 hours, so give me a break, right? But I want to show y'all some of the stuff that I found. Y'all know I like putting puzzles. I like puzzles. And so I wanted to put some of the puzzles together. So again, y'all, so let me tell y'all this. So what I will do, yes, thank you so much. Right, girl. So If I read something, y'all know how I always say, like, I can't remember where I read it because I've read certain things in more than one place. Right? Y'all have heard me say this a million times. One piece of the story is over here, one piece of the story is over there. And I know I've said this before, y'all, but it's really hitting me today. I understand the story of inclusion so much more, even more 4 years later. I understood it 4 years ago. I understood it 4 years before that, with not knocking everything out. God just keeps letting me know that he hid things in other places, and if you were looking for him, you would find it. This ain't enough. You cannot find out everything you need to find out about God in just this. Good morning. Good morning. Listen, this is not enough. And God even told us that this wasn't enough. He said the full and complete word. This is not full and complete, y'all. Is it? We know that this is not full and complete. Just the fact that we don't know nothing about the first people lets us know that this is not full and complete. We don't know when Eve died. We need to. We don't know how many other children. Well, we know, but I'm saying from this right here, it's not enough. It's the blueprint, right? You said my mom and I were just talking about that this morning. It's girl. So y'all was in my thoughts with Jesus. Okay, we was all having a conversation together. Cause I'm like, okay. So that just lets me know the Lord be in our classes every time we turn around. Okay? Every single time. And it makes me excited. Come on, sister and Niecy Pooh. You hear me? You said all the treasures of Dad are amazing. He said if you want to learn, come and taste of me and see that I'm good. That part. Facts. I don't have all the books, but just the ones I have, and those you pull off the shelf is needed to understand. I see that now, girl. Cause listen. So we're going to be in a few places, and I just want to show y'all something. I have not done an in-depth study because I've only had this book for 45 minutes. It seemed like not too long. But I want to show y'all what I found in here. So first, I read The Apocalypse of the Virgin, right? I read that. And I feel like I've read this. So again, I read a lot of stuff. When I first found out the lost books, I was just reading everything, right? So I don't remember some of the stuff that I read. And I went back and looked at my old autograph and pulled the originals off because, you know, they got notes and stuff in them. So I had to go get those because none of my new ones really do. You said I can't wait to move and just build more to my book collection. I'm so happy for you deep diving in your new book. Girl, TT baby, listen. So I read the Apocalypse of the Virgin, which is the Apocalypse of Mary. Now, Joy, I don't know if you've already read it or who has already read this, but y'all, why is it identical to Ezra and the other apocalypses? With the angels coming and taking Mary to hell so she could see. Why wouldn't, if God would do that for the prophets, why wouldn't he do it for the womb that Mary was going to be carried in? I mean, that he was going to be carried in. It ain't no telling what. Think about it. When you pregnant, I don't know, to those of you that have children, when you pregnant, your dreams are otherworldly. You said you in Ezra right now? Girl, my mom had been in Ezra real bad lately too. Oh, so we all on the same page for real. Yes. Dad has had me in there for a few days now. Girl. Sister, this Apocalypse of the Virgin it got Ezra all over it. You hear me? It is, I said, this is what we read in all the vision of Paul. Boom. All of the apocalypse of Elijah and all, girl, I done been all over this book. You hear me? And had to come in here and get, you said, and when females pregnant, like the dreams they have is very wild. Exactly. I've always been a dreamer, seer, but got crazy when I was pregnant. Me too, pumpkin. You said, are we all dreaming? Some people don't dream. Some people don't. You said, why did I just bookmark Ezra yesterday? Because we all in the same vein. Come on in. Pound it. As my grandbaby say. Pound it. No, she say, high five. Pound it. That's what she do. Okay, high five. Not high five, high five. Come on. So look. She got to see the torments of the people in hell. So much so that she did the same thing that Ezra and them did, right? But she called for Enoch and them to come and pray with her for these people. And Michael told her, he said, look, we pray for everybody 7 times a day. The people in hell and the people up here. He said, but what they got is what they got. He said they did this to themselves. I'm paraphrasing. But he basically said they did this. She said, but these is the children of my son. You gotta do something. He said, ain't nothing we can do. They did it to themselves. And some of the torments in here, y'all, I'm like, I understand why they hid this part. I also understand now, because I didn't just read that. I done read a couple chapters in here, right? So there's that. So Mary and Michael go there. So we're going to start there. And then I want to come back over here to the revelation of John about the Antichrist, the Latin version. Those pregnancy dreams are so weird. Recently I had a dream that reminded me of a dream I used to always have when I was pregnant. Like you said, our dreams mean something. They do. So then this took me on just know that my mind is it's processing faster than I can explain it to y'all. Does that make sense? Okay? Because it's a lot I want to go into, but just know I'm trying to put it together so it don't sound crazy. Hi, Pumpkin. So it don't sound crazy to y'all. Good morning, baby girl. You hear me? So just bear with me, okay? It's not perfect because I only had a couple hours last night and today. But I just want to show y'all what I found, okay? What is the name? This is just one thing. What is the name of Donald Trump's son-in-law? The one that everybody talks about. Thank you. Jared Kushner. What happened in the days of Jared? The giants. And that's when all of the turmoil and the war and the bloodshed and the cannibalism, and they start killing kids and doing magic, and there were illusions in the days of Jared. Right. Okay? You said Cush ruled. Now, think about this. The birth of Enoch, his son, came then too. Exactly. And when there was a Jared, Cush, Enoch is coming back. In the days of Jared, the Nephilim showed up. Jared Kushner has been in the media for the last 4 or 5 years, big time. Now, Cush was the grandson, right, of Noah, or the son of Noah, or whatever. Yeah, the grandson of Noah. And who was his son? Nimrod, the king of the Babylonians, right? Which is who these people worship Everything about what they do is Babylonian worship. Right? Or no? We know this. That's why they practice child mutilation, child SA, eating the flesh. They do all of sleeping with your family members. All of this was happening in Babylon and in the days of Jared. So before the flood and after the flood, because Nimrod lived after the flood. But remember, his daddy went back and got, certain knowledge and all of, Ham went and got certain knowledge and all of this other stuff that he wasn't supposed to have. So we're just looking at this bloodline, right? The giants have come back. The monsters that were alive in Noah's days when Jared was alive have come back and have been, not that they've ever been gone, but in the last 4 years, those things have been made known, right? Right? So there was a Jared in Enoch's days, and there's a Jared now, okay, that is running the world. Because we all know he's the mastermind behind everything that's going on. But he also carries the name of the father or great-grandfather or whatever of Nimrod. And we know that they were evil people. They were warriors. They were battle. They did magic. They slept with their family. They did all of that. What's going on in Trump's family? Ain't that all that we are hearing about? What's going on? Using the children as sacrifices to get political gain, hurting children, unaliving children, everything. And the names mean something. Okay? So, I go over here, and the Latin revelation of John about the Antichrist, I just want to read some of this stuff to y'all, okay? Now, we read about the Antichrist being born in Chorazin or conceived in Chorazin, raised in Bethesda, reared in Bethesda, and so forth and so on. We read that, right? I want to say that might be in the Apocalypse of Elijah or somewhere. I know it's a couple places. But remember, the 3 cities that Jesus cursed are the very cities that one he was conceived in, one he was born in, and the other one he was raised up in, right? We know that. We read that. Y'all look. It says, John the evangelist, so not John the Baptist, asked the Lord about the end of the world. And the Lord replied to him, the sun shall be turned to darkness, and the moon to blood, and blood shall drip from the trees, and the stones shall utter voices, and the people shall be troubled. The Antichrist, that is the devil, will reign and perform great wonders and signs among the people. You all right, sis? And John said to the Lord, Lord, in what likeness will he be, so that those who see him will not believe in him? Christ said he will be born to a woman, a harlot from the tribe of Dan in Israel, having 600 cubits in the length of his body and 400 in the width. Now, I did this math, and it's 900 feet and 600 feet. 900 feet tall and 600 feet wide. Can I ask you a question? When they put those AI images up in the sky of those bodies, how big do you think they are? They are some heavy names. They are. Like when they do it in Vegas and they do them big old people, and would you say that they might be about 900 feet? I just read this morning somewhere about the AC being born from the tribe of Dan thing. That's why. Oh no, we own it. We own it. Think about it, right? How big, when they put that up, like when they do those AI images of like at the conferences, how big are those things? Would you say that they could be 900 feet tall if they're doing it in the sky so everybody can see it and 400 feet wide? Because they be huge. They do, Auntie. The holographic images. They be huge. And we know that they are going to they're going to use AI to push this. Okay? Now, we read somewhere that you said Vegas is fallen angel territory for real. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. For sure. Girl, you just made all the hair on my body stand up. Is the West Coast, period. Okay. It says, and he will have one eye in his forehead. Now, remember what we read, I think it's the Apocalypse, absolutely. We read that one of his eyes is going to be messed up. Remember, it was going to like be pointing towards he had got a lazy eye, whatever, wandering eye, remember? One eye is going to be straight, but the other one, it said, is going to be like, we used to call him cockeyed. Okay? In this revelation, it's saying that his eye is going to be something, he really only going to have basically one good eye. Okay? Which would be, I mean, my eye be wandering now, so that part. Okay? The strength in it is not how it's supposed to be. Okay? Maybe that's because I used to call people cockeyed back in the day. I don't know. Okay, like a cyclops, right. Even if it's not a cyclops, though, if you think about it, if this eye doesn't work, and you see what I'm saying? This would technically still be considered a cyclops if only one of your eye works, because it's just the one eye. Because some cyclops had three, right? They had the two regular ones and then this one right here. He looks left and right at the same time. Got it. You know what? Don't do it, because Auntie just told you my eye be wandering now. Don't do me. Ah! We're not going to go too much on it, but I got you. Not for real. Be looking all around. All right. Listen, don't call people caca because it can happen to you. Listen, you said, and he will have one eye in his forehead and one ear in his head, and his lip hanging down to his chest. He will have no upper teeth or knees. The soles of his feet will be round like the wheels of a cart. Now, let me ask you a question. When we watched 30 Coins, how big was that baby? And it didn't look human. And it didn't sound human when it cried. Remember? The one that was born out of the cow? You said, when we have talked about cockeyed people, I get real quiet because I show it. Listen, I don't say nothing right. God done got me back for that. Moving on. You just don't talk about people because it will happen to you. But do you remember? He was huge, and when he cried, he sounded like a. You said that makes me think he took over a descendant of the giant's body to inhabit here, or think about it. This is Lucifer's son. The seed of Lucifer is going to be and remember, they could change their form. Because remember, the angels slept with the women and then they showed them how big they could get. Remember we read this? Y'all remember? Once they conceived and were pregnant, they told them, hey, wait 5 minutes and come outside. And then remember, they said their knees was below the clouds. So that man that showed up in Israel could just be putting on that phone. Oh, y'all, all I hear my body stand up. That man could be putting on, because we know that they were able. Come on. We don't know what he looked like when he was born. And they found him in the desert, which is exactly where between Capernaum, Bethsaida, and Chorazin or Chorazin, they found, remember we did this class, they found him within like 20 miles of that area, wandering in the desert. We don't know what he looked like when he was born. And he was already grown, so who knows? Exactly. Like in Percy Jackson, the gods changed their forms, and their divine forms were too much for human eyes to bear. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love this class. All the hair on my body is standing up. Hello. Because remember, in all of the apocalypses, it told us that he's going to be able to change his form. He's going to be able to change his form from an old man to a young man to a child. But the only way you know he ain't whatever, because that gray patch ain't going to change. You said Sam Hain, I think it's his son, explains a lot of it now. Interesting. So, like I showed you the video that supposedly maybe Enoch, but he was AI, but he could be that tall. Exactly. I love this class because I like how y'all like to go down rabbit holes with me. Ah, the pieces is tingling. Just wait. There's more. Thank you, Joy Joy, for sending us on this hole. Because now, if Auntie, it's all the pieces is fitting. I'm just going to say that. They all fitting. Here we go. Y'all ready? Okay, so look. So it says, one rib will be visible in his left side without the others. The hairs of his head will be black and terrible. A threefold fume will go out through his nose like a sulphurous flame reaching up to heaven. He will be raised in Chorazin, and after that he will dwell in the city of Bethsaida, but only for a few days. Well, this is in Matthew and Luke. Okay? It says no one will be able to hide himself from him. How is that going to happen? It's happening right now. I forgot my coffee, y'all. I knew I was missing something. I'll be right back. How's that going to happen that nobody will be able to hide from this man? Tell me. Y'all heard that? Something just fell. What the heck was that? Oh, they cleaning up the snow. Media, AI, and the mark. Nobody will be able to hide. I don't like that noise. Y'all ready? Okay. Is y'all ready? Okay, good. All right. It says, all those whom he himself will kill and who will die from hunger and thirst under his dominion will be God's elect. That's why they, you said that's why he gonna have everyone get a mark in their forehead or hand to match his. Exactly. Exactly. Are you seeing it? Y'all seeing it? Yeah. Y'all here? Okay, that's okay. All right. So the people that's going to starve to death is going to be us. The people that's going to be hungry and thirsty is all the people that don't take the mark. We know this. This is why we've been doing what we've been doing around here, because we already know what's coming for us, okay? Hey, Auntie. Okay? So look. And all who will believe in him will mark, and all who believe in him, he will mark with a single letter on their forehead. And no one will be able to erase that device. Why would it be called a device? Like a RFID chip? Girl, it's a device right here. And no one will be able to erase that device. Why would they call it that? But baby, this was written thousands of years ago, honey. And the Bible talks about the devices of the devil. Why would it be called a device? No one will be able to remove the device. They could have said this. Right, no, I know why. But I'm just saying, why 2,000 years ago, whenever this was written, would they call it a device? And so-called devices are new. And you ain't going to be able to take it out. Okay. Let's keep going. Whew. It says he will raise the fiend dead. So that's the Walking Dead, right? The fiend dead. Is this when God is going to take death from the earth and they're not going to be able to die and he's going to have an army of the Walking Dead like on Game of Thrones? And they're going to be devouring and being cannibals because that's what they show us in all the zombie movies. They've been warning and telling us this because they've seen it. Yep, the word is alive for sure. Yes. Yes. All right. He will make rivers reverse their course. Has that not happened? That happened in the last year. That the earth's water flow started going the opposite way, which is making the world turn faster. Okay. He will uproot trees and turn the branches to the ground and their roots aloft. And he will make them flower by his diabolical wiles, and he will seduce many. So he gonna make the trees be able to flourish, just like we see in all of the movies where they hold their hand and the flower comes up out of his hand. He gonna be able to do that. Hello. And time is moving faster. You said, remember the black and white movie, The Walking Dead? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, sister. You said the CDC has a zombie apocalypse prep plan on their website. Interesting. Y'all see that new disease out too. 40 to 70% of the people that get it die. It's coming up, the Nepal or whatever, the Nipah. You said the signs and wonders. Come on. Sounds like Elon's Neuralink. Come on. Is y'all toes wiggling yet? Not yet? Okay, good. Let's keep going. There's a book too. Interesting. Interesting. So come on. Well, just come on in. Well, let's, okay. It says, on the day he is born, all who inhabit the four parts of the world will realize he has been born. As the scripture testifies, that says, in every house the corpse of a dead man will be the sign. Then it will be, then in that time, father will kill son, and son father, and brother brother, and in every dealing there will be no faithful person. Women will reveal their menstrual cloths and will not conceal themselves from men. It's a thing going around now that they're saying it's healthy to have sex on your period. That's what the doctors is telling people. Or am I tripping? I told y'all it was witchcraft, but in the time, now women are free bleeders and it's natural and all of this kind of stuff. Oh, okay. You said the woman saying they don't wear pads and no tampons too, right? Yep, I saw an article on that back in 2013. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. So we seeing it. There are women online talking about their periods and what to do with their period blood. Hello. Uh-huh. Yes, it is. It is right now. Okay, so is y'all okay? We'll keep going. Churches will be destroyed, priests will lament, people will have no thought for holy relics. You mean like the house of God now? You said I seen that it helps with cramps, and Sexy Red just said this in her song. Okay, and they always showing in the movies how a coat is doing something nasty in blood. Yep. Nasty, yep, they put it on their face. Oh, okay. I remember my 12th grade teacher used to tell us, we all looked at him like he was crazy. Right, Neat? But this is happening right now today, and it's been for a while, but for sure it's popular now. I told y'all, I know somebody said, ain't nothing wrong with a little ketchup on the hot dog. I said, yeah, it is, actually. It's a lot wrong with that, what you don't know. Hello. Hello. Whole witchcraft, whole ritual. A blood ritual. Every single time you do that, that's a blood ritual. Because you are pushing things that are supposed to be released from your body. Toxins and dead skin and dead cells and whatever else back up into your womb when you are doing that. Because it's open. This is how you are secreting. You said, I remember a girl put it in her plants. I did not know that. Elizabeth Bathory did that with blood. Interesting. You said, I've never heard the word pizza the same again. Listen. Interesting. Well, let's keep going. Y'all ready? Here we go. I'm trying to tell you. It says, nor for those places where the bodies of saints had laid at rest. They will worship profane idols like the pagans and the Jews. If Israel owns America and all of these lost books talk about Rome and the Jews not being who they say they are, okay. I want to show y'all something. Because right after I read this, I got on TikTok for a little bit before I went to sleep and saw this.
2 days before. The things I've been thinking lately, you said to me during the break that you're not, that you don't have to worry about what you want.
Here we go.
It was used also in worshiping the devil, participated in human sacrifice rituals and cannibalism. She says her family has been involved in rituals for generations. She is currently in extensive therapy, suffers from multiple personality disorder, meaning she's blocked out many of the terrifying and painful memories of her childhood. And Rachel, who is also in disguise to protect her identity. You come from generations of ritualistic abuse?
Yes, my family is an extensive family tree, and they keep track of who's been involved and who hasn't been involved. And it's gone back to like 1700.
And so you were...
Right. I was born into a family that believes in this.
And does everyone else think it's a nice Jewish family? From the outside, you appear to be a nice Jewish girl.
Definitely.
And you all are worshiping the devil inside the home?
Right. There's other Jewish families across the country. It's not just my own family.
Really? And so who knows about it? Lots of people now.
I talked to a police detective in the Chicago area, and several of my friends know, and I've spoke publicly before.
And so when you were brought up in this kind of evilness, did you just think it was normal?
I've blocked out a lot of the memories I had because of my multiple personality disorder. But yes, I mean, it's like if you grow up with something, you think it's normal.
I always thought, so what kinds of things? You don't have to give us the gory details, but what kinds of things went on in the family?
Well, there would be rituals in which babies would be sacrificed, and you would have to, you know,
babies.
there were people who bred babies in their family. No one would know about it. A lot of people were overweight, so you couldn't tell if they were pregnant or not. Or they would supposedly go away for a while and then come back. Another thing I want to point out, not all Jewish people sacrifice babies. I mean, it's not a very common thing.
This is the first time I heard of any Jewish people sacrificing babies. But anyway,
You knew what I was about to say.
You witnessed the sacrifice.
Right. When I was very young, I was forced to participate in that, in which I had to sacrifice. And then
Girl, watch how she try to act like she don't know,
The
though.
purpose of sacrifice is to what? Is to bring you what? What are you sacrificing for?
for power.
Power. And so,
Rico.
were you ever used? Were you ever used yourself?
I was molested. I was raped several times.
What's your mother doing
She's
in all of this? What's her role in all of this?
I'm not exactly what her role is. I haven't, recovered all of my memories, but her family was extremely involved. She brought me to it. Both of my parents brought me to it.
And where is she now?
She lives in the Chicago metropolitan area. She's on the Human Relations Commission of the town that she lives in. And
In all of this. What's her role in all of this?
I'm not exactly what her role is. I haven't, recovered all of my memories, but her family was extremely involved. She brought me to it. Both of my parents brought me to it.
And where is she now?
She lives in the Chicago metropolitan area. She's on the Human Relations Commission of the town that she lives in.
Human relations and you eating people.
Nobody would suspect her.
Were you raised with a sense of right and wrong, Rachel?
Yes. I mean, it's like I had both.
Y'all do realize that's what them little kids said in that video that we watched. Everything she said, they start them young. They had to kill the baby young. They had to eat the baby young. Okay? Don't forget. Now, hold on.
Guards dragging her onto stage, and they needed extra help, so Bruce Spence, who is like usually the thug type who likes to hurt people, Bruce Spence and
You said, let me get my thoughts out. Sorry.
John Avery, the cop, he used what he knows about holding people down, and the four of them pin her down. And they're holding her legs and her arms and whatever, shoulders. And then Benno has a ceremonial dagger, and he's like, it's further back. It's a shame this is here because he's further back, and he does his usual crap, and then he has this knife, and he slams it after he's done all his
Yes, Rico.
ritualistic sort of chanting and words and whatever, and people are chanting or whatever, and he slams this dagger, ceremonial dagger, two hands, into the woman's, I don't know, around about here where the bone ends, and he can get in, and he tears her open with the knife right down to the pelvic bone, and blood just pisses out everywhere. It's like a waterfall. And
They did this to a pregnant lady, y'all.
and then they pull the baby out, and then there are people assisting, and they've got a gold platter, and they've got
Literally.
a chalice, and they collect the blood of the baby. They drain the baby's blood in the chalice, and then they chop the baby up and put it on the gold platter, and then they pass it around for Holy Communion. So it's the Black Mass, the real typical old-fashioned Black Mass that the Catholic Mass is based on. Right? The Catholic Mass the Latin Mass is a sanitised version of this. There's nothing Christian about Catholic Mass. So that's all going on, and then
We read about all that. We didn't study about all that, and we didn't see. That's what the little boy said. That's what the little girl said. Here go this lady on Oprah all these years later, and then this is another lady talking about the police chief, some famous dude that's been in a couple movies, and some high-ranking person over there in England. They was at this. I literally just saw a similar interview when I was looking for those other children we saw before. Girl, this is so disgusting and sad. These poor babies. Listen. So, yeah, he came and set the captives free. Listen, all day long and on tomorrow. You said this place just be having my toes throwing up gangs. Throwing up. I'm trying to tell you, baby. I was last night. I was like, oh my goodness. Just wait. There's more. Just hold on. Okay. Just wait. So it says, they will worship profane idols like pagan Jews. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes in various places, plagues, famines, stars will fall to earth. Now, what did I just tell y'all the other day? About all of the meteorite showers we're seeing. Is that not stars falling to earth? About them being angels. And that keeps happening. We keep seeing those showers, especially since we were just talking about it. And it keeps happening. Remember the West Memphis 3, all the celebs came out defending them, and they ran in exclusive celebrity circles after they did what they did allegedly. Listen, you're going to be all in my stuff. We about to get to Memphis. Can you hold on a second? Just hold on. Y'all be all in my stuff. You said now they talking about the missing Walmart children who they are using now. Meteorites are really not meteors. Right. I'm thinking those are the stars falling to the earth. Could be the two witnesses. Can we get there? Can we just get there? Just come on in. Come on in. I love this place. Okay, come on in. Come on. It says, and the stars will fall to earth, rivers and all waters that are below heaven will be turned to blood. We've been seeing the red waters a lot lately. In where some people say, oh, that always happens. It always happens, but does it? Or the four witnesses. Can you just let me get to my class? Can you? Put some tape over it. Can you let me get to it? Please. Dang, girl, listen. Okay, everybody that is in my business, can I get to what I want to say first? I can't talk about Memphis. That's on the list. I can't talk about the four witnesses. Can I just get to it? Goodness gracious, do y'all want me to? Never mind, God. Well, if you already told them, then why you got me thinking I'm... You said, I've never seen so many red rivers in my life. Right. I'm trying to get to it. Y'all just, can I get to it? Can I? Just let me get to it, please. Just for a minute, please. I even put on my Princess Sparkly shoes for the day, and y'all ain't even let me do it. I felt pretty sparkly today, so I put on my sparkly tennis shoes, and they all might have to take put my flats on. Forgot who this class is. Nigga can't get to nothing. Listen, you said when I read the homework yesterday, I was like, what happened to the other witnesses? Can we just wait a minute? We gonna get there. Just give me a second. I have the smartest class on the planet. I don't know why I'm surprised. Come on, all the ears and eyes open. Right. You show okay. Right. I can't get to nothing. God, can you make them listen, please? Listen, Auntie, I can't even get to it. I'm trying to take y'all down through there. I can't even take y'all down through there. Y'all done ran ahead of me. You hear me? So hold on. Goodness gracious. All right. So it says, during the reign of the two prophets, Enoch and Elijah, who are now sad in paradise because of the expectation of death, will wage war against him, and the Antichrist will slay them. They will lie dead in the streets for 3 days and 3 nights. On the 4th day, they will arise into eternal life. On the next, that is, on the last day, Almighty God, who desires everyone to be saved, will dispatch his archangel Michael, holding in his hand his sharp sword. That is the sword of the Holy Spirit. And he will slay him and split him in two from the top to the bottom, not so that the world should be destroyed, but so that it should be made anew in a better condition. It will be thus for 3 years and 6 months until the consummation of the world. After these tribulations, there will be a great silence in heaven and earth for 40 days and nights. No creature will make a sound or be heard. And the angels shall come from the four parts of the earth and cry out, saying 3 times, Arise, arise, arise. And all who have died from Adam until that day will rise in the age of 30 years. Whatever fire had burned on earth, animals devoured, or the sea engulfed. Okay? You said, take us through there. Listen, I'm trying, right? So we know that this 3.5 years when this Antichrist comes, the women gonna be doing all this and doing all that, right? We know that, right? We know. And so we read the other day about the 4 witnesses. Can't even get to it before the people be talking about stuff. I can't even get to it. Can't even get over there. I can't even get to it. Now I got to go back over here. Let's see where I put this paper at. Hold on, I think it's right here. Give me a second. Is this it? Hold on. Oh, it's this one. Give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta remember which piece I put on here. Grr. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm looking for a specific thing. And why can't I find... Oh, wait a minute. This might be it. No, that's... Okay, so that's for that. Give me 1 minute. Yeah. Let me find it. Hold on 1 second. I think it might be in my other book. But I thought I just put this right here. No. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Ooh, not you. Step out and hurt your leg. Ow! Hold on, y'all. Because y'all know I got several copies of all the books. I'm looking for a specific thing just right now. Give me 1 second. Maybe I should take all the tabs out and start over. Oh, Jesus. Give me 1 second. I told y'all this ain't all the way cemented here. I did not mark it. this is gonna drive me now. Listen, girl, cause I was running through here real quick, and y'all know I got all these marks on here. And okay, this is why God told me to write it down, and I didn't. Gosh dog it. Give me 1 minute, y'all. Oh, Lord. I'm missing something. What the? Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. So I'm just gonna tell y'all because I cannot find what I'm looking for, and I'm new to these books, so just give me a minute. Basically, y'all was talking about the four. Be careful. The four witnesses, and we had read that, and I was like, I don't know about that. Well, ran right into the thing about Tabitha today. Oh, but I don't think it's in this book. I think it's in this one. Gosh, dog it. If I just calm down. Is it the sibling oracles? Oh, y'all. You said that was in yesterday's class. No, I know. But there's more. That's what I'm telling you. Just give me a second because I found it in what I was looking for. I'm just looking for it again. And I said, because it's Tabitha and, oh, goodness. I just looked at it this morning. I just can't remember which one of the freaking books I was looking in. Where I marked it at. Oh, this gonna drive. Wait a minute. Why do I keep feeling like it's this right here? Oh, it's not this. Oh, y'all. Okay. Well, we'll come back to that. Anyway. We'll come back to it because so we gonna come back to that, and then I have to remember where I marked it at. God told me to write it down, and I was hard-headed and didn't, so that's what I get. But I feel like I put this right here for that specific reason. I must have put it in the wrong place. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna move on. I'll come back to that, y'all, because I marked it and I was writing down the letters and all of this stuff, and I didn't do what I was supposed to. So, moving on to that makes me so upset right now. Okay, we'll get to it. The new book. Okay. So going back to I am so sad about that. Okay, whatever. So then I'm just gonna go to this other story. So we'll come back to that because We just gonna come back to it because I don't exactly know where I marked it at, okay? Sheila, that's the name. Yep, Sheila is the other name. Thank you so much. So I found the thing about that in one of the other books, and I just can't remember where it is just right now. Just I'm gonna come back to it, but thank you. I found it, right? It's in, we've already actually read it because it was highlighted, but I'll come back to that. So the next thing, real quick, because that's gonna drive me crazy, and I'll just have to remember what I did with it, was the Legend of the 30 Pieces of Silver. How many of y'all watched 30 Coins? Joy, thank you so much. I really do appreciate this. How many of y'all watched 30 Coins? Can I read this to y'all? Can I read it? Hey, Queen Queen. Listen. Okay, y'all want to hear this? Okay, good. Okay, good. It says these pieces were made by Tara. Who is Tara?
Here's what I found on the web.
Don't do that. Do we remember who Tara is? Who's Tara's son? Abraham. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. Stay there. Okay, good. Good. All right. These pieces were made by Tara. Who was Tara's friends? Nimrod and them, the warlocks and the giants, and they had all the gold. Okay, good job. I just want to make sure y'all remember. All right. I love this class. Okay, so it says these pieces were made by Terah, the father of Abraham. Abraham gave them to his son Isaac, and Isaac bought a village with them. The master of the village brought them to Pharaoh. Pharaoh sent them to Solomon, the son of David, for the temple he was building. And Solomon took the pieces and placed them around the door of the altar. When Nebuchadnezzar, or Nebuchadnezzar, came and took captive the children of Israel, he entered the temple of Solomon and saw these pieces were beautiful, and he took and brought them to Babylon with the captive children of Israel. And there were some Persians there as hostages. When Nebuchadnezzar came from Jerusalem, they sent him everything fit for kings. And when King Nebuchadnezzar saw that they all had sent him what was beautiful, he released the sons and gave them many presents. He gave them also those pieces. And the Persians brought them to their fathers. When Christ was born, the Magi, the wise men, the wise men, saw the star, and they rose and took those pieces of gold, myrrh, and frankincense. Let's keep going, shall we? Y'all want to keep going? Okay. They brought those pieces and set forth on a journey until they reached the vicinity of Edessa. The day grew dark, and they fell asleep on the side of the road. In the morning, they arose to continue their journey. They forgot those pieces where they slept and did not know it. Some merchants came and found the pieces, the 30 pieces of silver, and they came to the vicinity of Edessa by a certain well. And on that very day, an angel came to the shepherds of that land and gave them a robe without seam on the upper end. And he said to them, "Take the robe in which there is salvation for humanity." The shepherds took the robe and came to the well, and they found the merchants who had found the pieces near the well. They said to the merchants, will you buy this beautiful robe without seam at the upper end? And the merchants said to them, bring it here. And when the merchants saw the robe, and they marveled at it very much, the merchants said to the shepherds, we have beautiful pieces fit for a king. Take them and give us this robe. Okay. When the merchants had taken the robe, they arrived in the city and stopped at an inn. Abgar, the king, sent for the merchants. Who has this book? The Lost Books of the Bible by William Hone. You said, yes, this is a good one. Okay. We got this? You got this book or the download of it? Y'all remember, Jesus wrote a letter to King Abagaris. And King Abagaris wrote a letter to Jesus, and Jesus wrote a letter to King Abagaris back. Remember? It's here. Right here on page 62. The epistles of Jesus and Abagaris, king of Edessa. We read this together, you and I, me and you. The same king Abagar or Abagaris that is listed here in this book of the legend of the 30 coins. The same king of Edessa. The same one. So now we know how the king got the 30 coins. Who did write letters and was fond of Jesus because Jesus healed him. Well, his followers did. Oh, okay, well, come on in. Now y'all see why I said I'm all over the place because I was bouncing back and forth. I said, wait a minute. King Abagaris. Abagaris. We got that book. I ran in here, couldn't listen. I've been looking all over when I tell y'all, just give me a minute because we're going to bring it home. Right? It's a number of pieces that I had me going and getting all kind of books from this one. So you know I wrote Lost Books of the Bible, page 262, right here by King Abagaris and the coins. Okay? Here we go. It says, when the merchants had taken the robe, they arrived in the city and stopped at an inn. Abgar, the king, sent for the merchants and said to them, have you anything worthy of a king that I could buy from you? The merchants said to him, yes, we have a robe without seam at the upper end. When King Abgar, or Abagaris, saw the robe, which shows you right here, because they call him Abgar here, but Abagaris in this book, but it's the same dude, same king of Edessa. They took the U.S. off his name. So you might, if you don't know, think it's somebody different, same person. Okay, here we go. When King Abgar saw the robe, of which there was no equal, he said to them, where did you get this robe? They said to him, we came to a certain well at the gate of your city, and some shepherds said to us, we have a robe without a seam at the upper end. Will you buy it? And we looked at the robe and saw that there was no other like it in the world. We had with us 30 pieces, stamped with the images of kings, which we gave to the shepherds, and received this robe. And the pieces are worthy of kings such as yourself. When Abgar heard this, he sent for the shepherds and received the pieces from them. And Abgar sent the pieces and the robe to Christ. Abgar sent the pieces and the robe that came from the angel that he gave to the shepherds probably at Jacob's well. The priestly robe that he just wore all the time. And they touched the hem of his garment and they was healed in it. Huh? That garment. The priestly robe. Because he's the high priest. Because the robe, hello, came from the angel. And people that touched the hem of Jesus' garment, you said it all comes full circle. Girl, Tosh, look here. I said, oh, right. Right, but there's more. You said, let me get just one touch. Come on. Come on. And we know his swaddling clothes, the water, all of this. Everybody was getting healed. But this, This is why we got to have all the pieces. Because we got to go look in 15 different books to put all this whole story together. Ain't no way that's enough. There's no way. Me too. You hear me? Okay, so look. It says, and Abgar sent the pieces and the robe to Christ for the good that he had done with him with regard to the disease from which Christ had cured him. When Christ saw the robe and the pieces, he took the robe and sent the pieces to the Jewish treasury. Our Lord knew their secrets. He knew the secrets about the robe, and he knew the secrets about the money. Okay? Well, we know he walked with Abraham too. So he was probably around when the coins was being made. Hello. Listen, he probably got hundreds of books. He does. They're hidden in other places. Right. So it says, our Lord knew their secrets. This is why he sent these pieces with which he would be bought. Jesus sent the 30 coins. They was in his hand. He sent them to the Jewish treasury because he knew the Jews was going to bribe. Listen. Because he knew. He knew the exact third. Girl, yes, Danny. Listen, I'm read again. When Christ saw the robe and the pieces, he took the robe and sent the pieces to the Jewish treasury. Well, who paid Judas? The Jews, all knowing. Come on. You said he was ushering where the pieces was going the whole time. You said, I cannot. Hello. You said he paid for his own arrest. Come on. He specifically said he could have sent their money to the people, the disciples that was out. He sent them to the Jewish treasury because he knew what they was going to use. You said, I think he knew he going to come. Listen, ain't your toes is doing like this right now? Is you clicking your pen? Is you touching, you twisting your hair? What you doing? You tapping your feet? What you doing? You said you got to love him. I'm trying to tell you, he orchestrated everything. Because that's why I had to go get the book of Judas out too, because Judas, he told Judas, I need you to do this for me. Toes is a mess right now. You said playing from the beginning. Come on. Okay, so look. Now you see why I said we can't just, okay, just come on. All right. Yes, Jamila. Yes. You said that's what makes him awesome. It is. All right. Come on. Chestnut checkers. Come on, my brain. Right. This is why I couldn't go to sleep. You said all knowing. He was there from the beginning, touching my feet together. Come on. Rubbing them together. Make a... Listen, we're not done. Come on. It says that is why he sent these pieces that which he would be bought. And when the Jews came to Judas Iscariot, they said to him, deliver to us Jesus, the son of Joseph. He said to them, what will you give me if I deliver him to you? And they rose and brought those 30 pieces and gave them to Judas Iscariot. And Iscariot returned them to the Jews, and they bought with them a burial place for strangers. And then they brought the pieces to Solomon's temple and threw them into the fountain inside the temple. The pieces, as well as the staff of Moses the prophet, thus they hid them. So then I was like, wait a minute, they had the staff of Moses? The one from Abraham? And we see them walking with their things. So they tried to hide the 30 pieces and the staff. Hold on. So then I was like, wait a minute. Jasher chapter 77. Jasher chapter 77 talks about like the Vatican, girl. Now we know why. All the hair on my body is like the hair is going like this on my legs and on my arms. Okay. Is y'all getting it? Y'all feeling it too, huh? I gotta go to the bathroom. Yeah, y'all feeling it too? Y'all seeing something? Y'all seeing it? Go to Jasher 77 while I'm in the bathroom. Please. Screaming OMG. Come on, Alicia. Go to Jasher on Sacred Text real quick. Chapter 77, verse 39. Okay? Read 39 through 51. You said, man, listen, ooh-wee. In the story you just had us read last night, one of Joseph's sons was named Judas. Hello. Hold on, because we going to get there too. Listen, it's all, y'all feel the pieces? I got to go pee. Y'all feel them? Because it ain't just me, right? Is stuff starting to click to y'all? And just think, I didn't know. Listen, I didn't been on. That's why the shelf. I came in here. I had to grab the book of the Gospel of Judas, because I needed to understand. Yeah, yeah. I need y'all to go read Jasher chapter 77, verses 39 through 51. You said I'm flabbergasted. Okay, good. Remember Judas Thomas, who was forced to go to India. Yes, yes. Okay, let me go, y'all. Hold on. So Judas 77, Judas. Jasher chapter 77, verse 39 through 51. Please. Excuse me. Y'all see it? Jasher. Phone on D&D until class is over. I can't believe I used to just waste my time watching TV and yapping when the books really be too juicy. I'm trying to tell you. Yes. You said, girl, I'm sweating. Hilarious. Listen, I could not go to bed. I said, darn it, Joy. Woke up this morning, baby. I cannot listen. Nigga didn't brush her teeth or nothing. I got up and got my book and went and sat down. Then I was like, oh, I need coffee. I was reading for like 30 minutes without coffee. You hear me? Ain't washed my face or nothing. I finally got in the tub. Girl, I couldn't wait to wake up this morning like it was Christmas. You hear me? Had my microphone, my magnifying glass. Auntie Judy had me in the bed, baby. I was like, dang near went to sleep holding the book like a kid. You understand? Moses was the real life sword in the stone. Yes. 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 Do you hear me? Because it wouldn't move and then it just appeared. And I'm sure, think about what we read about the knife coming to the man. I bet you it floated to him. He put his hand out and it floated to him. It floated to him, huh? I bet you it floated to him. Like we read about the knife floating to the man. Remember? When he chose him to do the sacrifice, the son, the brother, out of here on my body is standing up. The brother of Noah, and guess what else? I read about Ner before, Methuselah. Come on. I read about Ner before. Why did I find that in my journal? From 2014. I was studying about Ner, but I didn't go into detail about Ner. I just went on and kept reading. Well, now we back to Ner 11 years later. Hello, 12. 12 years later. Hello. Right. So the pieces that I was looking for in 2014 or 2012 or whatever it was, 2013 with Near, have I'm back. Where's my phone? I kid you not. Now y'all know I've been writing in hardback books for years. When I wrote in my, the old school 500 thing, I wasn't writing in hardbacks then. Let's show you something. I said, he told me come in there and get my journal, and I went and got my journal. I'm like, this is why I be telling y'all, just write stuff down. Look, and I can tell you the date. 114 2014. Look. And my handwriting used to be garbage then, but you see it. Near, you see it right there? I can't show y'all everything on here, but there go the date. 114 14. It's 114 2014. And then I'm going to show y'all. Because I was studying the War Scrolls, Sons of Dark, Sons of Light, the Exaltation of Melchizedek, Near, the son of Methuselah. Yep, right there, boom. See it? Yeah, it was more too, which is so crazy. Because on 1/22/2015, I wrote the European Central Bank is making a big move by flooding the market with euros. What's going on in the European market right now? Look. They're cutting ties with America. And they are getting their own money. So 11 years later, this little bitty, and I wrote it on like this was the paper. Make sure this don't got my name on it. It do. Hold on. Because when I be journaling, it's on this paper right here. Make sure. Okay. You can see the flowers because I doodle, right? It's on this paper, but my name is up at the top. So we're just going to move on, right? But as you can see euros right there in the corner, right? You can see euros right there in the corner. So if I flip to the next page, boom. Come on now. Y'all see it. Sis, the rest of his story is in our Legend of the Jews complete book. Thank you so much. Okay. You said Legend of the Jews, the complete book? So, okay. So then we got to get in. Whose book? Near's book? Oh, Jesus. Which one? Volume 1 or 2, Rika? Oh, when Moses got the stick? Okay, this is the thing. I kept looking for the girl. I couldn't remember. I had like 10. When I tell you, thank you. Because you just answered. I'm like, we read this somewhere else. Girl, I couldn't remember. I'm looking in Jasher. I'm looking everywhere. But it is in Jasher. But it was other. Okay. See. Now you understand why. Okay. So. I know y'all understand because y'all been here. But now y'all see why I say I can't remember where I read it. But I know I did. And I read different pieces of it in different places. Because now this is a third place for us to eat. So we got Jasher, where we can read about it. This Legends of the Jews, thank you. And then also over here, we reading about Moses' staff. And how it was hidden away again. But remember, God kept hiding it and letting them find it on walks. Because it's the same staff that Enoch and Elijah had. I mean, not Enoch. Well, probably Enoch too. What's his name? Elijah and Elias. Elijah and Elisha. It's the same staff. Remember? Because we found out that that's the staff that Elijah had. That's how he was able to move and do what he was able to do with the waters and everything. Every time I pick up these books, that's what it feels like. Racks on racks on racks on racks on racks. Don't this feel like racks on racks on racks? Racks on racks. Do it feel like that to you? Or is it just me? Huh? Y'all be feeling it too? This don't feel like racks on racks on racks right here, honey. Technically, it is now. We used to to say that, but God made that a reality because all of this is racks on racks on racks. You said, where is the wood today? Listen. You said, don't let me come across the staff. Girl, listen. Somebody got it. I might have to put me, you know what? Didn't one of y'all send me a, what's her name? Y'all send me, I might have to drill me a hole down in here and, I'm doing it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm doing it. I need to dust them, but I'm doing it. I might do this today. Quit playing with me. So, y'all remember when I was doing resin, I made these. They diamonds. They all dusty now. They didn't change colors and everything. I'm going to have to dust them. But they got the wheels of time in them. Remember I showed y'all these? Yes. I'm about to shine these babies up and give me a little drill and drill down in there. And I'm about to make my staff a real one. You heard me, quit playing. You said he had what? Yes. I'm going to drill me a hole in there and put me a little screw in there. You said what? Mm-hmm, I sure am. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make me a staff. It ain't the one they have, but you never know what he do. Hello. That's great. It is. I'm sure going to shine this up and put that together. I might use the pink one because I really like this one. Probably will. Listen. Yes. Or this one. I don't know. They didn't yellowed because I didn't seal them. I just made them. I was new to the resin family. But, yep. Yes. That's crazy. I probably will. Thinking about it. I'm allergic to that stuff now, though, so I got to be careful. I'm going to have to put a mask and stuff on. Do the pink one. I love it, too. I love this class, honey. Now y'all see why I couldn't just be around my regular friends and stuff. They didn't ever want to, they didn't ever want to play with me. I'll be like, you want to talk about no, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about nothingness. And I'll be like this. All right. Talk about the drama and chaos. That's fine. I thought we could talk about something that would make our toes wiggle, but I guess not. You said that staff wasn't ordinary. It was a sapphire and engraved. Never knew that until today. No, but think about it, right? All the pieces that God gave people, He engraved them. Remember, He engraved the Thummim and whatever, Urim and Thummim or whatever you want to call that. He engraved the stones on the breastplate of the priest. That was his wife's dad. It was his wife's dad. Remember, he was in jail for killing the dude. And then the girl was feeding him, and her dad is Ruel. Or he got a few names. Jesse. They call him a couple of different things. Remember? And then he got out and he married her. She was the one feeding him while he was in jail for 10 years. Remember? And he was like, if he die in the 10 years, in Zipporah's dad. Right. Yep. But remember, he was also a priest. He was a priest. He was a priest. So. What? Oh, man. I love this class. All right. Come on. Here we go. Oh, so we did that. And it says, thus completes the story of the pieces and the robe. Right? Didn't the Jews put a robe on him, or the Greeks or whoever, the Romans, didn't they put a robe on him? They put a robe on him. And Michael said this is going to be for the Romans put a robe on him. Didn't they? And they put a crown on him. The centurions, the scarlet robe. You think it was the same one? Because it never tells us where the robe came from. But Michael gave the robe to the shepherds. And the crown. It was a heavenly robe, mocking the king, but they didn't even know that that garment that he was wearing literally, now we know how intentional he really is. Exactly. He's concerned about every single detail, the intricate details. I talked to y'all about that. He likes that part. Now we know where the robe came from. What's going to be weird, but we read, where did we read? Is that in Nicodemus? I think it's in Nicodemus. Hold on. Why I turn right to it? Funny. Then Jesus went out of the hall, and the two thieves with him. And when they came to the place which is called Golgotha, they stripped him of his raiment, and girded him about with a linen cloth, and put a crown of thorns upon his head, and put a reed in his hand. And in like manner they did the two thieves who were crucified with him. Demas was his on his right hand, and Justus on his left, or Justice. But Jesus said, my Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Interesting. Y'all did your homework? Wait, because we about to... You said they took off Jesus's clothes and put a red robe on him. Interesting. Matthew 27 and 28. Okay. Thank you, Queen. So y'all think that was the robe? Who thinks that was the robe? If he gave them the money, and all of a sudden Michael brings a robe down from heaven and gives it to these people that sell it to the king, and they say if it's of kingly it was the robe. They thought they was y'all. You know what this reminds me of? When we found out that his DNA was in the oil that was sold that was going to anoint him. And the hoe had the money. Because there was no priest that could anoint him or pray over any oil. Girl. God will not be mocked. He won't. Is this making y'all hair stand up? Don't y'all see why I be like, why do you just want that? You don't want nothing else. You don't want to know nothing else about God. Like, wow, your life sucks. Yeah, you don't want to go no deeper than that, huh? You just want to, okay, brings light yet again to what was meant for evil is made for his good. Come on, and ours. Come on. I can't stop smiling. You said it is. Like, what? You just want that. That's all you want. You don't want to know the details about why that's important, why that matters, why you, huh? But you love him, man. You just so hard up for Jesus, and you just love him, and everybody. And well, do you know where the road came from? Do you? Now my ears are ringing. We cooking with grease over here. This is good. You said the alabaster jar that had sweet perfume in it. Yeah, and it had his DNA in it too for 30 years. So besides the angel being ready and standing guard, he was about to. You said they knew it was gonna happen. Right, right. You said and right. You rocking back and forth that part. Come on, Diana. Come on. Come on. You said I'm just amazed how you put these things together. He does it. Yeah. Okay. So look though. How many of y'all did the homework yesterday? When he was talking to Joseph. Don't know if anybody already mentioned it, but was anybody else mind blown when you know that Joseph was 90 when he was talking? Right. Old. I just told my daughter about it or my son about it last night. He was married to that woman for 49 years, and she lived with him for 2 years. Okay. Yeah. Right. Crazy. And then just think them kids was good and grown. So they stepmama was like 12 years old. Crazy. She was like they might have had kids her age. Just told my son this last night. I said, now she was a stepmama to these kids. What? Them kids was probably at least 20 something, if not older. Because you know back then, as soon as they was probably 30 some years old. I doubt they stayed together 10 years and didn't have no kids. You said yes, they was married and all. Exactly. And now your stepmama 12 years old. Just crazy. Just crazy. All right, so look. But even in the book of Nicodemus, yes. And y'all see, they talked about the sisters. Jesus' sisters. Hello. You saw that. He has sisters, technically. Stepsisters, but you know. So y'all remember in there that Jesus was talking to Joseph about the going down into Egypt and all of that stuff. You said I'm nowhere near Joseph old, but I look at middle schoolers like yuck. Right. You said I went looking for their stories this morning. Interesting. Okay, so y'all remember this, right? Now, if you go to Nicodemus on page 72. Right here. It says, Pilate warmly expostulates with them, and he washes his hands of Christ's blood and sentences him to be whipped, right? And so that's the whole story, but we're just going to go right here. And it says, on account of which your God was inclined to destroy you, but Moses interceded for you, and your God heard him and forgave your iniquity. Afterwards ye were enraged against and would have killed your prophets, Moses and Aaron, when they fled to the tabernacle, and ye were always murmuring against God and his prophets. And arising from his judgment seat, he would have gone out, but all the Jews cried out, we acknowledge Caesar to be king, not Jesus. Whereas this person, as soon as he was born, the wise men came and offered gifts to him. We just read about what those gifts were, these coins and the frankincense and the myrrh. So this goes along with what we just read, right? Right. Here we go. When Herod heard, he was exceedingly troubled and would have killed him. When his father, Joseph, knew this, he fled with him and his mother Mary into Egypt. Herod, when he had heard he was born, would have slain him. Accordingly, sent and slew all the children which were in Bethlehem and all the coast thereof from 2 years old and under. When Pilate heard this account, he was afraid and commanded silence among the people, who made a noise. He said to Jesus, art thou therefore a king? All the Jews replied to Pilate, he is the very person whom Herod sought to have slain. Then Pilate, taking water, washed his hands before the people and said, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. Look ye into it. The Jews answered and said, his blood be upon us and our children. Then Pilate commanded Jesus to be brought before him, and spake to him in the following words: Thy own nation have charged thee as making thyself a king. Wherefore I, Pilate, sentence thee to be whipped according to the laws of former governors, and that thou be first bound, then hanged upon a cross in that place where thou art now a prisoner, and also two criminals with thee, whose names are Demas and Gestis, or Gestis. Interesting. So, there's that, right? So there's the Western recension, and we'll read that one too, because I think oh, that's what it was, and I didn't mark it. We'll get back to that. Dang it. Okay. So there's also in here, and I don't know if it's in our history of the Jews or not, the death of Judas. And how they say, like, well, and I feel like we read this before somewhere else, so maybe we did read it there. I don't know. But I read this again, and I'm like, this sounds about right. Because they made it in the Bible seem like Judas killed himself immediately. I think it was just soon after, because y'all remember there was maggots and all of that in the movie. And of course they, right, I think he did, but I think there were things that happened before that. Right? Because you know how like in a movie they'll show you stuff, but they don't want you to put that all together. Yeah, he went, right. His body, we read, and I feel like even before I got this book, I felt like we read that before. He said, I think we did, because I remember Mary going off on him. Right, and she was mad and all kinds of other stuff. Y'all know what happened to this man's body? Can we read it? And what's crazy is some of this be going on right now. Y'all want to? Girl. You said, yes, we did read that. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. Because, you know, we done read a lot of stuff, and sometimes I don't remember if I read it with y'all, if I read it by myself. But, okay, good. Okay, good. Good. All right. Woo. The short version says, Judas walked about in this world as a weighty example of impiety. He was so inflamed in the flesh that he could not pass where a wagon could easily pass. When the wagon struck him, his bowels emptied out. Now, do y'all remember in the 7 deadly sins? With Morgan Freeman, when the guy, what was it called? You remember the dude, and they said somebody thumped him, they fed him until he burst. Y'all remember? And his body, how it looked, you remember? And it was supposed to be for gluttony, I think. Or greed, one of those. Right? But you remember how the skin, he said, this didn't happen overnight. He said, this, and he was at the table. Okay. Just imagine that in your mind. Now look. It says, Judas walked about in this world as a weighty example of impiety. He was so inflamed in the flesh that he could not pass where a wagon could easily pass. In fact, not even the bulk of his head alone could pass. For they say that the lids of his eyes were so swollen that neither could he see any light at all, nor could a doctor, aided by instruments, see his eyes. Such was their depth from the outer surface of his body. His genitals appeared to be more nauseating and enlarged than any other genitalia, and he passed through them pus and even worms, that converged from throughout his body, causing an outrage account of a simple necessity of life. After many tortures and punishments, they say he died in his own land. His land remains until now desolate and uninhabited on account of the stench. Even to this day, no one can travel through that place without holding their nose. So great was the judgment that spread through his flesh upon the earth. Joy. Nay. Do you hear me, Nicole? He said, why do I feel like I can smell it? Eating and throwing. 7 delis. Come on. Which I. You want to know why I believe that? He was rotten from the inside out. Two, think about it. A lot, even in this apocalypse of Mary, the apocalypse of the Virgin, and the other apocalypses, it's always showing us in hell, it's these worms that don't die that be eating on the flesh. It's some in there. Every time we turn around in whatever apocalypse of Zephaniah or whatever else, it's a worm that is eating people. Just eat. Oh, Lord. You said like the body of the righteous man had sweet fragrance, so his is the opposite. He was filthy. Right. You said, sis, could he have died? Because of course, that's what's going on. Yes, sis. Yes. But he took blood money for a man's life. He took money. Jesus mentioned those worms in the reading yesterday. Exactly. Are you hearing me? I said, oh, wait. They had this for a reason. But think about it. Ain't it some rich man that just literally has something going on? Like one of the Steens or something. Ain't that what they said was happening with his body? It was real worms coming out. And he was like the one that was hurting the kids and stuff. One of them people had worms coming out his body. With one of the Steen guys. Deacon K said, you mean the giant caterpillar worm that eats them and throws them up? Yes. Yes, Deacon K. Yes, those. One of the Steens, one of the, not Epstein or one of them Hollywood people, they said when he died or he had got sick or something, and worms was coming out that man's body. You said he betrayed the Son of Man, the only one you can go through to get forgiveness. There was no forgiveness for him, this part. Oh my God, it sounds like when a person is so overweight and their health is killing them from the inside out and they smell like rotting flesh. Listen. One of them Steens, Weinstein. I think it was Harvey Weinstein. I think it was Harvey Weinstein. There was something about whatever sickness he had. I guess there was worms coming out of his body. But that goes with the other side of the promise. Worms are parasites. Goes with decay. And if you're not on paradise, you said going through the fire, where you have a new body, but it never be destroyed. It didn't say don't decay. That part. I think it was Harvey Weinstein, y'all. So hold on one second. I think it was Harvey Weinstein. Something about his sickness or something. Hey, Mari. Listen. You said so. In other words, Judas had a parasite in him. I don't know if it was just one. JFK had it too. No, it was something. It was going on with Weinstein. I don't know where I seen it. Something, whatever sickness he had or something. They was talking about that man had like Okay, I don't know. Anyway, we gonna leave it. But tell me that's not crazy. I just seen a video of a girl saying one or more of her partners had pinworms and she thought she had it just itching. I'm trying to tell you. And they said it was from him. I can't remember what they said, but whatever it was vile. Whatever it was, and I wanna say it was Harvey Weinstein. And it's been since I met y'all that I seen that. Yeah. It's been since we met that I seen it. Hey. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling over there? Is y'all feeling okay? Cause listen here. A nigga mind is blown. You hear me? And I'ma find that stuff about Tabitha too, cause I seen it. And now I can't remember where I seen it at. I feel like I marked it, but I just didn't mark it right. And sometimes when I'm moving fast, that's what happens. Sometimes. I'm telling you. This is why I like this kind of stuff though, because it was something else that I read. And I was just thumbing through and I didn't highlight it. And I was gonna come back to it well. I'll get to it. Oh man. Anyway, I would say though, we be studying at WOIU. I love it here so much. Me too. That's why when people be talking crazy, I'll be like, listen. You said somebody else we know. Somebody else we know has a stench, can't control his bowels, and is rotting right now. Ooh. And bloated. OMG. And he's betraying the people to the Antichrist. Huh? That was the other part of where we was going with, you know what? This place is just amazing. It is. It's just amazing here. Full circle about our organs and what it controls. Listen! Listen! You said I love digging up and ended up confirming stuff, making me feel like I'm a detective. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Right! So is the word alive? These books do be booking. And I'm trying to remember what other book we was reading in. And when I say we, I be like, y'all there with me. Gosh, dog it if I drop another one of these books. Hold on, y'all, because I'm looking for a specific one. Here. What was I freaking reading? I don't know why I can't, wait a minute. I feel like some of my tabs came off is what's happening. I must not have stuck them down all the way because there were specific places. Or is this, I might be looking at the wrong book. Is that the issue? Y'all, this is really gonna like. You said, I know you be talking to us on the wall. Listen, listen. I feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. Yeah, everything is jumping off the page, and I'm trying to get to what I marked earlier, but again, I cannot remember. So we'll get back to that. Oh, I might have found what I'm looking for. He said, "No, it's right here." Hold on. Yep, crazy. But this is marked in another book. Okay, so can you get your book one real quick? And we looked at this before, but we gonna look at it again from different eyes. Can you get your book one and go to page 740, please? This is where I was going with the Kushner deal. I couldn't remember, but I marked this, so I bet you if I go to one of these other books that's in my room, what book is this? This is book one, book two. Now, if this is marked on here, I'm gonna be real. Oh, that's what it was. If y'all, because remember I told y'all I done pulled out all the books. No wonder I couldn't freaking find it, because it's in. I pulled out the old schools, and that's why I wasn't going crazy. I'm like, where is it? I done looked in all of these. It was in the other book. I'm so mad. Listen, this is why having multiple copies of the same book is not good. Here we go. It's in the bathroom. And remember I told you I said I marked them. These are not the marks, but look. Hold on. Where is it? This is why I kept looking at this one like, no, I know this is it. Okay, thank you, God. Hold on. Is it this one? Yes. See these colors? The green and the blue on this side right there? And you see the green and the blue. This is why I kept looking in this one, and I put them on the old one, but these is the same book. You just bear with me, y'all. Interesting. You said yes, and changing colors, more dead than alive. Listen. Okay, so look, I did mark it. I just marked it. Can y'all go to page 746? See, I don't be as crazy as y'all be thinking, but I got several copies, and so I might be studying because this one is all marked up, and I kind of know where to go. But I got these other copies too. So 746. Remember when I was telling y'all we was on Tabitha? 746. You said so a tapeworm ate part of RFK's brain. That explains a lot. Okay. 746. Who? And we was talking about Tabitha being the martyr. Good. It's marked up. Good. We go to page 4. You see there? You see it says the virgin whose name is Tabitha will hear that the shameless one has revealed himself in the holy places. We know that that is the son of perdition. And she will put on her garment of fine linen, and she will pursue him up to Judea, scolding him up to Jerusalem, saying, O shameless one, O son of lawlessness, O you who have been hostile to all the saints. Then the shameless one will be angry at the virgin. He will pursue her up to the regions of the sunset. He will suck her blood in the evening, and he will cast her upon the temple, and she will become a healing for the people. And she will rise up at dawn, and she will live and scold him, saying, O shameless one, you have no power against my soul or my body, because I have lived in the Lord always. And also my blood, which you have cast upon the temple, has become a healing for the people. And then right under that is the martyrdom of Elijah and Enoch. So Sheila, or however you say the name, and Tabitha, it's right here in Apocalypse of Elijah. From what we really have read a lot. We have. That's why I said when people be like, you don't remember, nigga, I am not Google. And if you understand how many books, listen. So for me to go back and look in my journal, and in 2014, it's a lot of stuff that I was writing down and just getting into it, and to look at, baby, I don't know where I read it. Listen, I cannot memorize scripture because now I have more. I can't, and I'm not even gonna try. I'll find it because again, we are getting bits and pieces to the story, not from just one book. We can take several, Josephus, Judas, all of these, the legends of the Jews, the New Testament Apocrypha, the Old Testament Apocrypha, the other Bible, the Nag Hammadi Journal, all these books, and that still ain't even all of the story, but we got way more of the story than other people do. And I believe that that's why God said, I got sheep in all folds. I got sheep in all folds. Don't forget that. Because some of this is Syriac. Some of it is from the Asian, 66, my behind. Girl, it's more than 66 listed in the Bible if you read it, ain't it? You said, hey, Sissy, this is an amazing class. I've been listening. Hey, thank you. Ain't that crazy, though? So we read about Tabitha, right? Or the 4 people that's going to be killed and they all going to get up. See, they just kept telling us it was 2 witnesses whole time. It's 4. Why they didn't want us to know it was going to be 2 women that was going to be killed that was going to get up too? Why they didn't want us to know that Melchizedek was born from Noah's brother, and then God took him away and took him for a long time, and then he came back 1,070 something years later? Why they didn't want us to know that? Because they sure tell us the story that don't nobody know where he came from. But they don't talk about Noah's brother because then they would have to talk about Melchizedek and his miraculous birth that they so-called don't know nothing about. Remember when I told y'all they left out the names and certain people for a certain reason, because then it leads you to all the information that they didn't want you to have. I keep saying the KJV is heavy in patriarchy. Well, you got to think about it. If you talk about the mothers of the giants, they don't want to do that because it leads you back to all the people that we know. That we know. Not everybody, but we know. Yeah. Pretty cool, right? You said you right. That's why they put stuff in ladies' drinks, because he was looking so. Who was looking horrible? Who? What y'all think? This make your toast wiggle? You said right, trying to remove the breadcrumbs. Right, because we keep getting back to all of these miraculous things that people don't want to tell us about. Why y'all don't want to tell us? Why y'all don't want to tell us? So 740 real quick. You said my toes was exercising over here. You said, and counters the narrative that they gave us about the Greek mythology and other mythologies that will lead us back to the true creator. Every time. How many times have Mari? Exactly. The church tells us that we shouldn't study mythology, even though the Bible mentions Hermes and they say Paul was like this person. And what if it don't say that? What if it say that they was them people? I got Elijah's story lit up. You said looking at all of this crazy with the new eyes. Come on, Nay. Come on. That's why we called it Looking with New Eyes. Because can we go back to page 740 in book 1 real quick? I just want to show y'all something. He said, I just got to read the whole book of the Apocalypse. Yeah. Because we about to do this 7. The Western King of Peace. Who is the Western King of Peace? It's okay. Who is the Western King of Peace? Literally. It just happened. We live in the western part of the world. There's a man that was crowned the king, the Prince of Peace, and he's the king of the West because he's the president. No? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Okay. He will run upon the sea like a roaring lion. He will kill the king of injustice, and he will take vengeance on Egypt with battles and much bloodshed. He will come to pass in those days that he will command a peace and a vain gift in Egypt. He will give peace to those who are holy, saying the name of God is one. He will give honors to the saints and exalting in places to the saints. Exalting to the places of the saints. He will give vain gifts to the house of God. He will wander around the cities of Egypt with guile, without their knowing. He will take count of the holy places. He will weigh the idols of the heathen. He will take count of their wealth. He will establish priests for them. He will command that the wise men and great ones of the people be seized, and they will be brought to the metropolis, which is by the sea. You said I literally was in this book last week. Okay. Where was all of the Palestinians held at? Tell me. You said I was reread. I believe it. They was held by the sea. Remember, because they would shoot at them. They was on the beach. It didn't matter if they was a Palestinian priest. It didn't matter if they was a Palestinian rabbi or whatever you want. It didn't matter. Because remember, the Simpsons predicted him going over into Egypt. Remember, it was him, the other dude, and the other dude, and they were standing over the glass ball, and then like 2016 or whatever it happened. 2020. Y'all remember? And it was the people all in the background, and they was over the globe, and it was glowing, but that really happened in real life. And now he's fooling with the United Nations. Y'all don't remember this? It really happened. And they had some Iranian dude or somebody, some Palestinian dude with the checker thing on. And then it was Trump, and it was somebody else in the back right there. But it was all them people standing behind him. Y'all don't remember? This really happened in real life between 20... Really? Yeah. It's when he started. It had to be 2016, around that time. 2016 to 2020, during those times. Because he was trying to make all these deals. And then because that's also when he gave the money to Israel to make an American embassy over there, which is the money that they used to start building the temple. Yes, he was in Egypt. He went to a couple places, and he stood there with the dude over Egypt and some Arab dude. And they were standing over a white ball. Well, the Simpsons had showed that a long time ago, but it actually happened between 2016 and now. Because I don't know if it was 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, when it was. And is that when they signed? I don't know if that's when they signed the Abraham Accords or not. You said, yep, almost identical to the cartoon. You remember, Day? You remember? Okay, this really happened. Yes. And this is before I knew that it was on I didn't know it was on The Simpsons until it happened and people started doing it. But I knew from what I had read. You said that's why he said he had to finish what he started. Right. Right. Because remember, he came acting like he was a Christian. Then he became Jewish. He went to the Wailing Wall. Remember? Touched the wall. Him and all of them and his daughters and stuff. But remember, before that, he went and met with the Pope. Him and his wife and his family. Remember? He took account of all the holy places. This is why everybody thought he was Christian. And then he became a Jew. Remember this? He was going to the holy places in Egypt, because his holy place is there. He was going to Gaza. He was going to all the holy places. Hello. The temples and whatnot. The Western King of Peace. And then they crowned him Prince of Peace in Israel. The Western King. You said they were recently talking about how he switched up. Well, if you full of guile, you know. Y'all see it? Okay. Listen. He will take count of the holy places. He will weigh the idols. Oh, we got that. And then he gonna put the people, have them be seized, and have them over there by the sea. There is but one language. What's he saying? Huh? What's he been telling people? What's he got these folks running up on people telling them to do? Speak what? Well, the people were saying that, not us. Come on. I still keep thinking about the episode where they took him out. I couldn't figure out why until now. Listen. Yeah? You said that's why people thought he was the AC. It's bits and pieces. He's saying you have to speak our language, going over to other people's countries, telling them what they gonna do, and starting war everywhere, is he not? Okay. Now I will tell you his signs so that you may know him, for he has 2 sons. Guess who got 2 sons? Not Trump. Jared Kushner. The one brokering all the deals. I looked it up today. Got 2 sons. And a daughter, Arabella something, Rose. It says the evil son on the right. Now, he's considered Trump's son-in-law. I just was trying to look and see, because I was like, wait a minute. It says, but when you hear peace and joy exist, I will, and it's ... Okay. Now I will tell you his signs so that you may know him. For he has 2 sons, one on his right and one on his left. The one on his right will receive a demonic face. What came out since they've been around? The one on his right will receive a demonic face. What's that? Like the syndrome, demon face syndrome. And that's came out since they've all been running around over there in the Holy Land. Y'all. And he will fight against the name of God. Now 4 kings will descend from that king. In his 30th year, he will come up to Memphis. What are they talking about with Memphis right now? And we did this before, but it means so much more right now. Because Elon said that the new God is going to come out of Memphis. Ain't that what he told y'all? You said he sent a squad to Memphis. Interesting. It's a squad everywhere, y'all. It's a squad in every state. I told y'all. Okay. Whew. In his 13th year, he will come up to Memphis, and he will build a temple in Memphis. How old is Elon Musk? Because you can look at Jared Kushner, Elon Musk, and a couple of the other people, right? Kind of like the four kings or his sons. Because he put a crown on his head. He's 54. Interesting. Do we know the first time he went to Memphis? We know he just went there now, but he been in America for a long time. How old was he when he got here? Because y'all think that just started him wanting to be there. Y'all know that's planned because of the geological lines and all of that kind of stuff. They know what they're doing. It's a specific reason why he picked that place. You think when he came over here from Africa that he didn't know what he was supposed to do? He came in 1992. Interesting. So 13 years in 2002, he became a so what is that? 10 years? Interesting. You said Elon must move. See, it's giving us different things. Okay. He would have been 24 at the time of his move. It's okay. Because what I'm thinking is, what if all of this, you know how you see a dream and all of the pieces fit, but maybe one person is doing this and one person is doing that and one person is doing that, but in the dream it's like maybe in real life it's all one person, or God will let you see different people so that you can see all of those spirits are going to be around you, but you maybe know them from one body, but it might be 4 or 5 people that all go into this dream. You understand what I'm saying? You said factories in Memphis belong to him. Interesting. Right? So what if Elijah is not seeing just the one? He is seeing the different parts of this working machine that we're seeing now. Because the Amazon dude got he could be considered a king, right? And then you got Elon Musk, you got Jared Kushner, and I know it's somebody else in there that I just can't think of, Bill Gates or somebody. That, do you see what I'm saying? Because you see, because he said, okay, his sons, or they're like his sons or whatever else it is. But look at the people that are on, because even if you think about it, oh boy, Jeff Bezos got a weird look to him. Do we not? And he also got that eye that goes real crazy too. Right. Vance. I forgot about him. I was about to say something mean. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say nothing. So, how y'all feeling today? Is y'all feeling okay? This part, they probably cousins and stuff, and we just don't know. Long distant relatives. Okay. Because I be wanting to know how y'all be feeling. You said yes, bless God, gave me another day. That part. You said the land plan is a cruise ship dock in there. Interesting. Yep. Enrica just reminded me about our Legends of the Jews. I don't know. Y'all might not see me for a while. I'll be trying to, yeah. I don't know if y'all gonna see me for a while. Y'all might not. Y'all might not see me for a while. Cause this right here, nigga, I'ma just put all of this right here and show y'all what we got. Okay. I'll take this. I'm gonna take this one. And this. What we got right here. Okay. We're missing something. The neck. Where'd I put it? Oh, there it goes. This stack of books, and mind you, I don't got the other two that you sent, but this stack of books right here, y'all. Let me do this carefully. This right here. Just this small stack of books, which I'm missing 2 or 3 on the other side. Who birthday is it? Happy birthday, Pumpkin. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. That stack of books right there, plus your Bible. And I miss, everybody say happy birthday, Pumpkin. And I'm missing the other of my, it's probably 3 more books that's missing from this. Girl, honestly, if you do it right, that's a good 20 years worth of study for real, sister. In real life. That small stack of books, if you do it right, that's 20 years of study easy. And that's not even joking, because then you have to, girl. We've been here 4 years together. Y'all feel like y'all scratched the bit of the surface, or do you feel like you just barely? Yeah. Just in there, you got to think, man. Yeah. I'm just going to say that's if you hitting it and you really, think about it. We've been 4 years, and how many times have we read something and then read something else and came back and read it, and now it's different. Not different, but the piece, we just did it today. It's like he give us a little piece and a little. This is like one of them puzzles that got like 2,000 pieces. And when you all dump it out, you be like them. You said, I still feel like I'm just getting started and I love it too. This is right. And this is why you said still in Enoch surface. Come on. That's what I'm saying. This is why when people used to be like, so, what do you think about it? And blah, 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 blah. Leave me alone, because you're learning for the wrong reason. Right? They be learning for the folks that come in here and be trying to argue with me. I said, you're learning for the wrong reason. I don't care. We care because we want to understand. If God or Jesus said, this is my word, and my word is my son, and my son is my word, okay? My word is my son is my word. Okay? And Jesus at the end times is going to tell people, go away from me, you worker of iniquity. And these are the people that was laying hands and doing this and doing that. How can he not know you? Then folks remember where scriptures are so they can throw it at you. You said we are over here trying to learn how to make it into heaven. Carry on. I'm trying to tell you. Like, I want to be able to say, no, Jesus, I know you. So why did you let them find that stick, and then you kept hiding it, and then when your daddy died, your stepdaddy, and then when you was 5, and then so I like what you did there with the whole Abraham and Moses thing, and then I didn't even know they were still alive during the time that they was alive, because see, the way that they showed it to us is like everybody was dead, but then when we got our book down and we saw that all these people was, why did you even let the angels and the women reproduce? Like, you could have stopped it. So you was going to use it. So that's how Noah got the superpower. He was down in the line. Oh, okay. And then now that his brother, we know that, he had a miraculous birth with his wife. I understand why you. I like what you did there with the alabaster box, you know, and then the robe. And now we know with the 30 coins. Like, I see what you did there. You said the church folks gonna hate when we get to the gate. Listen, I don't know what they gonna do. I'm just hoping I get there. You said all the time the puzzle has definitely been puzzling. I love discovering pieces and getting the bigger picture. Yes, I'm still in Genesis. Been here for 4 years now, Auntie. We can't get out. You said, what if we get to heaven and he asked us, what did I do at the age of 5? You said, and how long I knew Judas. This part. Listen, you said, and when we get out of Genesis, we only gone for a second and get right back in Genesis. Whole mind be blown and nervous jitters every time. This now that's why people like I done read the Bible 15 times. How the heck did you even get out of the first 7 books? Of, what? So what's your secret? Cause baby, ain't no way. How about the little girl couldn't get healed because if she would have been whole, she would have been killed 1 million people. Come on. This you said Jesus opening the red velvet rope section for WU crew rolling through the deep intersection. Come on, and boo. Hey, we gonna be like WORU. Listen, quit playing. Don't play with us. We came here. He said, study to show yourself approved. Dad, we did it. Listen. Listen. Listen, you said Elon building the biggest tech plant in Memphis, right? That's why I love this place. You hear me? Yeah. Who? Not little WOYU, the big one. What you done said. Because now, listen, the fact that we have people that came here that did not read the Bible at all, and they can put these pieces together and not from just some old crazy thought that, no, I can take you book by book by book by book and bust this down to you. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Huh? When there are reverends that have been a reverend for over 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and they can't. You said, and we can. Hello. You don't got to guesstimate or nothing. You can take a person and say, oh, you don't believe me? Look right here. Look right there. Look right here. Look right there. No, look. Now, it might take you a minute. Because you got to remember which book you read it in. Not because it's only in one book, but the story has been solidified time and time again. Whether we go look in Turkey and look in their books and they say, oh, no, yeah, this happened. And then we go look in the Egyptian books. Oh, yeah, no, they said it happened too. Oh, but this person's name was really this person once they got took over there. And here go the same story right here. Huh? You said what? I believe in my heart, like he said, to those that have an ear to hear. He said, I'm just looking for another person for me to hit with the Jesus literally being here from the beginning. Let me show you. Then I'm going to walk away. Hilarious. Not throwing the cheese out. You going to throw the cheese out like that, Joy? Y'all like to... Listen. Just sprinkle the seeds there. God'll hit them with the rest of it later. Listen, yeah, I mean, just even thinking with this whole, you said so many act like God only exists in Israel or the U.S. Girl, yes. Even though he said he went out into the whole world. So how they think that, I don't know. That's how you know they don't believe it. You said, hey guys, this is unrelated, but has anyone watched Revelations on Tubi in 1999? Not that I know of. I haven't. You said that, Joy. You said people gonna be losing themselves when it's all revealed. That part I've been watching rewatches for months. You said because my schedule, but I will always love it here. Hey, well that's why we got them. You said I'm still blew away with the 30 coins. Like Jesus, you are something else. That part. Listen. And that's why when people be like, I know that, I do you though. Well, do you know this? And I ain't even trying to be funny. I'm like, do you know? Because since you know it so well, you can't even quote no scripture right, but I can tell you the story though. Not just the two lines that you got. I can tell you the story. I can tell you what happened when he was this. I can tell you what happened when I can tell you how his mama, his grandma, his great great granddaddy, and then why that's even important. Hello? You said where was you just reading about from the 30 coins? Uh, it's a book. Listen, and you know, Dusty, you know you're supposed to go back and watch it. If you could ask me about it, you know where it's at. Girl, mm-mm. Why is you answering questions? She know how to answer. Because y'all know I show it. Hello. And showed it on the thing. We ain't changed. I love you. I love you. The plot twist and hidden gems he gives is never ending. I'll be praying for you, Pumpkin. Okay. Give me a second. Let me run to the restroom, y'all. My liquids is liquiding. Uh, we might have to take like 2 weeks off for like a winter break or something. All right. Well, now that we done did all this, I did get out my stuff. I'm getting ready to go and finish. I'm gonna try to can some. Well, I gotta watch some videos about that can and stuff because I'm still nervous. But I'm getting ready to get on some house stuff that I've been working on. Like last night, I stayed up. I told you I put my rice in there. I'm about to do my calculations for my cheddar cheese sauce and all of that stuff so that I can make the mix for the cheddar and broccoli rice. I want to try to make up, and then I want to get the recipe for the muffins and stuff so I can try to, because I like muffins too. And if nothing else, it'll be a breakfast loaf. You know, we got our cast iron skillet bread pans. So if you can't make muffins at that time, we got our what's the names. We can make, a loaf of a muffin loaf or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, some kind of bread. I don't know if y'all know, but in the town that I come from, my auntie knew they when they made their cornbread. Sometimes she would make blueberry cornbread. She didn't always make regular cornbread. She'll make the blueberry muffins, and it sounds weird, but it's really good. So, I did that last night. Wrote some recipes down and start making some of the dry mixes. Yeah, and I don't want time to get away from me because the days are going by so fast that I want to do that. But again, to my young mamas or grandmas that got young babies, you can get instant oats. I don't know the recipe yet. I'm looking for it. You said I made my own little cookbook with dry mixes. Good job, Pumpkin. Because this is what we got to do. We see what they doing with the internet and whatnot. Your mom eat that? Yeah. You said it's about a group trying to stop this person from using AI to win. Okay. I don't know. But for the moms with young babies, find the recipe for the instant oatmeal. Get you some dry fruit. And then you know what I thought about too? The yogurt powder is going to come in handy because if there's no fresh yogurt, you can mix that with water. And if you got dried fruit, you can soak your fruit and you can still have yogurt and fruit, right? Which is going to help your stomach stay better, right? You said I did see that one and it was a great one. Okay, I don't know. I'm all in y'all conversation. I'm sorry. So with that, what's I going to say? All the dry mixes. If you look, kids like Hamburger Helper, even the SpaghettiO sauce, right? I know it's like tomato sauce and whatever else, but you can make up your own tomato soup base, right? With the tomato powder and all that kinds of stuff so that you can, yeah. I'm just thinking, if you can make up your own big thing of, if you like Jiffy, if that's the kind of cornbread you make, I would look up the recipe for Jiffy and then just make a big thing of it. Right? Make a big thing of it. Yes. Okay. Thank you. We do know this. We already have people doing it. I appreciate you. But the dry mixes, right? Get all that stuff together. And if you're making up all of those things, okay, that way, because they already talking about these stores clearing out. And I saw some more of them limited stuff that we can buy. And since that virus is going around, y'all already know what's up. Okay? Y'all already know. Y'all seen the nipple and it's spreading. They already isolating the people at the airports and everything. Y'all seen it? Oh, that's not it. Hold on. Here we go.
A deadly virus with no cure is causing countries to roll out COVID-style airport checks. The Nipah virus can spread from animals to humans and currently has no vaccine or proven treatment. But nearly 200 people have been quarantined in India after 2 confirmed cases in West Bengal. And several countries across Asia have tightened border controls to prevent its spread. The virus is considered high risk by the World Health Organization, with a death rate ranging from 40 to 75%. A deadly virus with no cure is causing countries to roll out
40 to 75% of the people that get this, and they already doing COVID. Right. Right. You see it? Huh? Here's the next one.
2 days before Alex Preddy was shot and killed by federal agents in Minneapolis, Republicans in Congress, Republicans in the House of Representatives, voted on a bill to fund the Department of Homeland Security, which is the agency that oversees ICE and the rest of Trump's immigration crackdown. Just as they were preparing to pass that bill in the House, one Democratic congresswoman from Texas, Veronica Escobar, came forward with a warning about what they were about to vote on. She says, quote, "During our debate on the bill, I successfully amended the bill to include language that would prevent ICE from apprehending and deporting U.S. citizens. When the bill was reported out of committee, it included my amendment. But," she says, "during negotiations, I was told that the White House, Stephen Miller in particular, stripped my amendment from the bill." Again, the amendment was explicitly and specifically just to prevent ICE from apprehending and deporting U.S. citizens. They stripped that out of the bill, reportedly at the White House's insistence. Congresswoman Escobar says, quote, "This means Donald Trump does not want to protect U.S. citizens. Let that sink in. Donald Trump does not want U.S. citizens protected from being detained and deported by ICE."
And you don't want to stock up and teach your kids to be quiet and sit in the house and teach them to run and hide. That's what you don't want to do. Okay. Don't. Hello. You definitely don't have to. You definitely do not have to. You don't have to do that. Because people think this government is about to take care of them, and God told us it wasn't. So, please, prepare. They're going to let people be without power. They're going to let people be hungry. We just read it again. That people going to be starving. People going to be out here destitute and bad. Hello. Get your stuff. Okay? And he done took the food stamps. About to mess with housing. All of these different things. So, this is why God had us buy tents and whatnot. You hear me? Cots. And covering. And wood burning stoves. And all kinds of stuff. You hear me? I was just saying that this morning the stores may not be restocking from these storms because stuff's still not moving like it was. Exactly. And that's why I'm about to get back on my stuff. I got all that stuff sitting on the shelf that I need to get packaged up and put up. I took a break, but guess what? I'm about to be back on it. That big old bag of rice that I had in here forever, yeah, it's in some Mylar right now. And Auntie has sent me some powdered milk. I'm about to use that powdered milk to make up the rest of these dry mixes and all of that kind of stuff. Hello. Because they got the muffin mix where you only add water. Well, if you only got to add water, 9 times out of 10, the milk is already in the milk is in the batter. The eggs is in the batter. So then I need to figure out how to do that so that way, listen, if I can make a sweet bread once a month, I can make a sweet bread once a month, whatever, but I will have the mix, That's my thing, because all of the main stuff you needed is the stuff that's going to leave quickly, and I'm going to practice that whole rice bread thing again as well, okay? I'm going to do that, because I messed up. I mean, it wasn't horrible, it just came out like crumbly or something. I didn't do something right. But she really don't get a recipe either, so I'm going to look online and find that, because I really want to master that rice bread. Because when it ain't no flour, you don't need none with that. So I definitely want to master that. That's something I want to get down. Because most of the other breads, you be needing flour and whatnot. I know you can make bread out of black beans too. So I hadn't really bought black beans, but I'll probably buy a bag or two of black beans, because with black beans, you can make the chocolate bread and whatever else. You can make other types of bread with the black beans. So I'll be getting some black beans. Went to a neighborhood, Wally World. They was out of food. Interesting. People don't believe it, just like they didn't believe it during COVID. Until it wasn't nothing in there. Because they keep thinking that life is getting ready to go on. It ain't. They didn't believe that white folks could get shot down in the middle of the street by the police. They thought that was only niggas and everybody else. Well, look, now everybody's in an uproar, right? So all the things that people didn't think could happen are happening right now, are they not? White folks is getting treated just like niggas, and Spanish folks and Mexicans and Latins and everybody else, and they not feeling that. Okay. If anything that I learned from Brazil's people can survive on rice and beans, throw you some veggies and a protein and you will live. Come on. Come on. You said it's also coming out today that the white man put down. It was assault of the week earlier. I saw that. They said he was targeted. I saw that. Planning on rewatching it. Okay. He said we talked about making sure we have oil yesterday, and I was in Wally World today, and the oil was off the shelves. Really? There was none? Yep, went to Aldi today and no trucks, and they don't know when. It's empty in there. Huh? And they keep talking about the grid going down. You said none, Auntie. I posted a pic of it on stuff. Wow. And that's why God told me go on and start cleaning that. Girl, you got all the hair on my body standing up. Well, go ahead, man. Raise your hand if you feel wise. Put 5 fingers up. I'm going to do double because I feel real wise. W for wise. Listen. You said he was going to level the playing field. Yep. It's a real thing out here. Uh-huh. You feel wise. I feel wise. Seems to me that someone's manipulating the weather so that everything can shut down. Yeah, you got to watch the things that you type here. Thank you. I don't know if you know that or not, but that got us kicked off of TikTok, so you have to say it without saying it. Thank you. The heartbreaking and frustrating part, because I be blocking people that don't, is all the people who still won't read the message and prepare accordingly. That part. Yeah, we don't say it whatever it is here. We just kind of say a different way to say it. I've been blocking folks, and I don't really, because we coming down to the wire now of craziness. So, I love y'all. I'm about to go find me some food. That's what I'm about to go do. You're all right. I'm not taking sorries, though. Did you follow us here from TikTok, or did you come over here? Because if you came from TikTok, I told everybody I'm not taking no sorries for all of that. I love y'all. But if you've been with us a long time, everybody already know I've been warning people about this. So, yeah, the sorries ended at TikTok. I'm just blocking folks. Because sorry ain't going to help us, because AI is tracking everything that we do. And then they're going to be coming after us for what we type. So, there's that. I love you, too. I'll see y'all later. I'm about to go to work. I didn't work, and now I got to work again because I got to get in here and get this. I need to get this soap made. I got to get y'all candles and stuff out, y'all. Thank you for those of you that have been patient with me, because after I found out that I'm playing maybe somebody I know is playing hide and go seek, I did not want to leave my house. So I will be getting the candles and stuff out to people. Just give me a minute, y'all, because it's been a lot going on around here. A whole lot. And all of it I don't say, but it's a lot going on in my life right now. So, to those of you that have been patient with me, I appreciate that. Okay. We are getting ready to do our honeycomb homework presentation, because we almost in February, so we're not waiting that much longer. I'm gonna try to get with Alicia to know what's going on with the puzzles. And then we getting ready to do another giveaway as well. The books were so hard to find. I just need one more. Okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So, I'm trying to think of something that we could come up with. I be trying to come up with like games and stuff. I'm not good at it anymore. But I'm gonna do something, and then this evening we'll announce what that's gonna be. I think I just answered your question a few moments ago. You stay in my prayers for everything. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate that. I girl. I just be trying to focus, and sometimes it's a little difficult. Cause this right here, the back of this right here, yeah, be a lot of stuff going on in there. A ton. Girl, sister, just pray for me. And I saw that Cabbage Patch last night. She had just like her grandma. Girl, she'll look at you like that. You'll be talking to her, she'll say, I said Cabbage Patch. She looked at me like, what? Her mama will not say it, but everybody around sees it, that baby look just like her grandma. She will not admit to it. That's because you didn't talk to me while you was pregnant. That's why she look and act like me. Got my skin tone and everything. She looked just like my daddy's people. Me and my daughter was talking about it today. I said, even my son was like, she will not say it. I said, I know, it's okay. She don't have to. You can see it. She looked just like talking about her grandma got some Pakistani in there. On the other side, I don't care. That's not them. That's us. That got some mama daddy standing in her because the apple fell very short from the tree. Right. Right. She your mama color. She got your mama. Girl, shut up. Look just like my cousin's baby. Like all my cousins. I got the cousin that everybody thought she was my sister because my daddy and her mama are brother and sister. They used to think I was whatever. Girl, they kids look just alike. Kids and grandkids look just alike. My granddaughter looks exactly like the cousin that everybody thought was my sister granddaughter. Same dimples, face, everything. Color, hair, everything. She's like, no, yes. Yes. You don't have to say it. It's okay. My grandson look like my uncle and my grandmother. His great-great-grandmother do on my daddy's side. She won't give it. I said, it's okay. I put pictures of them side by side. Same mouth, same nose. My big head uncle that passed away and all of them, girl. I said, it's okay. Everybody can see it but you, girl. So, it is what it is. But I love y'all. She is gorgeous. She is. She looked like her mama, too. That baby is so pretty. Listen, and she be looking at her mama. I ain't gonna show her because I don't know. She don't be liking that. Grandbaby circle. Right. Right. In real life. You said I found a picture of my grandfather with his mom and you look like my great-grandmother. I was shocked when I saw it. Interesting. I might be. I got a lot of family. Exactly. That's how the Most High works it out. Right. You want to not talk to your mom? Well, your baby's... And it's her brownest kid. Everything. Because, you know, she high yellow. In them two first ones, it's high yellow, baby. That baby is this exact same color. My summer color, as a matter of fact. I said, yeah, you be playing. That's okay. You need to like your mama all the time, and your baby won't come out looking like her. And acting like her, too, because, baby, she'll... And she puts her head down. She only 4 months. She go. But her eyes be like... And then she just turned her head like, I'm not even going to say nothing. I said, oh, that's how grandma's look, baby. You might as well get ready. She act just like her grandma. Anyway, I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Let me go get to work. Girl, she act just like me. All her little demeanors, like her little mannerisms, girl, is. She be acting so crazy. The crazy thing is her people's is Coleman's up there where you at.